When you work in an office, it's good to know how to make people feel comfortable, listen to them, and take their opinions into account. And a good way to do this is to use a suggestion box. Let's see what it is and how it works. So what is a suggestion box? A suggestion box is a tool that allows people to leave suggestions about how something can be improved at work. It can be a physical box or a digital channel like a Facebook page or a WhatsApp group. A suggestion box makes employees feel more involved in their companies, especially if the suggestions are taken into consideration and implemented. Plus, suggestion boxes improve the communication between managers and employees and help solve problems in new creative ways. So it's a win-win situation. And how should you express those suggestions? You can use the modal verb should. Should suggests obligation or recommendation. For example, we should take the interns on an office tour on their first day of work. We should try to leave our desks tidy before leaving. We should give the office cleaners a present. Another modal verb that we use a lot to make suggestions is could. Could is much softer and indirect than should. Let's see some examples. We could create an Instagram account for our company. We could work from home on Thursdays and Fridays. We could offer our clients a 10% discount with their first purchase. Let's change the subject now and talk about reporting verbs. Reporting verbs are verbs that we use to transmit what someone else has said. All reporting verbs are synonyms of the verb to say, but it's good for you to learn how to express yourselves with precise terms. We can classify reporting verbs into two groups. Reporting verbs followed by ing and reporting verbs followed by infinitive. Reporting verbs followed by ing are those verbs that usually go with another verb. This is the case of the verb to deny, for example. So with this verb we would say, he denied taking the biscuits. We could also say, he denied that he had taken the biscuits. But the ing option is shorter, and in English we love shortcuts. Next reporting verb, to suggest. For example, she suggested sending an email to the general manager. I suggest working in groups of 3. Always followed by a verb in ing form. Next, to recommend. For example, they recommended taking a holiday in Greece. He recommends not drinking more than 3 cups of coffee a day. And we also have the verb to insist, which we usually use followed by the preposition on, like this. They insisted on coming to see the office personally. He insisted on cancelling the meeting. Let's have a look now at the second group of reporting verbs that I've just mentioned. Reporting verbs followed by the infinitive. We're going to start with the verb to persuade. Forget about the ing form. What you need now is an infinitive. For example, he persuaded her to talk to the human resources manager. They persuaded us to go on a business trip to Amsterdam. Next reporting verb, to promise. Pay attention. He promised to work hard. I promised to finish the report by tonight. We also have the verb to threaten. We threaten to do something. We don't threaten doing something. Like this. They threatened to shut down the office. She threatened to sack him if he was late again. By the way, there's a phrasal verb in the first example, to shut down. To shut down means to close. To shut down means to close a business forever. Okay, finito. Lesson 4 is over. But wait, Alicia has one more thing to explain to you before you open the champagne and start celebrating. Don't go.
Remember that in a question that has a preposition at the end, the verb can go in any of the verbal tenses you've studied. I'll show you. What are you insisting on? What were you insisting on? What did you insist on? What do you insist on? What will you insist on? What are you going to insist on? Do you see it? The verbal tense can change, but the preposition always goes at the end.
This is it. You've made it. Massive congratulations to you all. I have a bitter-sweet feeling, I must admit, but as you know, all good things must come to an end. Remember, our course is finished, but you never stop learning a language. So try to keep improving your English as much as you can. As I always remind you, you can read books in English, watch TV and films in English, find an English friend to practice. Practice makes perfect, as you know. And remember, you can watch the lessons as many times as you want. Here ends English Now. It's been an absolute pleasure. Don't worry, be happy, and keep up with the good work. Bye.